Alrighty, everybody. So welcome to Versatile Veggies. This week we are learning about squash. So this is the PDF that you guys are going to get sent tomorrow. And for squash, I chose to do some butternut squash because it's November and it's in season right now. There are lots of different types of squash. There's just regular squash that sometimes looks like zucchini. And then there's bigger squash that you can like bake. And then there's also bigger squash that you cut in half. And it looks like spaghetti noodles, and that's called spaghetti squash. So next time you guys are at the grocery store, you can look in that section and you can see what squash is in season. So right now, butternut squash is pretty popular. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be making roasted butternut squash. So here is my butternut squash. This is what it looks like. I got it from Target. And the first thing we're going to do is I have the oven behind me. If you can see, it's preheated. So it's getting nice and hot for us to put the butternut in. And the first thing that we have to do is we have to, I'm going to turn the camera down. We have to peel the butternut squash. And this is a little bit of a harder task. It actually, I didn't do it beforehand because I wanted you guys to see it, because it can often be like kind of difficult. And so there were some tips and tricks. So if you guys have a peeler like this is working pretty well for me. Some people also do use a knife. So I'm just going to be using this. We're going to peel this. And the seasonings that you add to the butternut squash, similar to the roasted carrots we made a few weeks ago, you can change up the seasonings to be kind of more plain, or you can add different seasonings depending on what kind of flavor you want. So if you want kind of a smoky flavor, oh, the oven's preheated. If you want a smokier flavor, you can add some paprika, which I'm going to add to today. Or if you just want to keep it basic, just some salt and pepper will go a long way when you roast vegetables. If you guys haven't tried roasting veggies, it's a great way to cook vegetables. Alrighty, so this bottom part, I'm just going to cut off. Just like that. You guys see all that orange?
Yeah.
Yummy. All right, I'm going to peel it a little bit more, and then we'll start cutting it up.
The other option is make it over.
So this is a little bit faster. Now I'm just peeling it with a knife, and it's taking away a little bit more skin, so it's going a little bit faster. So that's also another way that you can try slicing. You just have to be really careful because you want to be careful when you're using a knife, or whoever's doing it.
I took culinary.
You took culinary? Did you guys learn about cooking with vegetables in culinary?
I think so.
Yeah. Alrighty. I'm going to flip it over and peel this side now. I'm going to go back to the peeler and see how this goes. So the peeler works well up here. Have you guys ever peeled vegetables before?
I think
Potatoes.
Potatoes, yeah, like when you make mashed potatoes, you gotta peel them
Yes.
first. I love mashed potatoes. Are you guys excited for Thanksgiving?
so. Yeah.
I am.
Me too. What is your favorite vegetable to eat during Thanksgiving?
Green
Green
beans.
Green beans. Camille, what did you say?
Mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes. Yeah, potatoes are a vegetable. That's right. Nick, what about you? What's your favorite vegetable to eat during Thanksgiving?
Broccoli.
Broccoli. Again, you
Broccoli.
must really like broccoli.
I like broccoli. Yes.
Sounds like it. I don't know if I've heard of broccoli on Thanksgiving, but you know,
Yeah,
yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's a normal thing
that's a normal thing for me.
for you. Yeah, because you really like broccoli. Alrighty, so if you guys can, yeah, go ahead.
I wonder if she saw Princess Protection Program.
I don't know.
Brooke.
Oh, are you asking Brooke a question?
Yeah.
What was the question again?
I wonder if she saw Princess Protection Program.
Oh, the movie? Brooke,
Yeah,
have
by
you ever seen that
Gomez
movie?
and Jimmy Bravado.
I'm not sure.
I don't.
Nope. Alrighty, so back to the show. So this is all peeled, and I'm gonna put all of the skins. We compost at my house, so I'm gonna put all of the skins in a compost. And then we're gonna cut up the squash. What do you guys think the inside is gonna look like?
Look.
Oh, that's
Almonds.
okay. Thanks for showing us. All right, what do you think it's gonna look like, Brooke?
Almonds.
Sorry, what did you say?
Almonds.
Oh, maybe. All righty. Anyone else have any guesses?
What is it?
I don't know.
You're not sure? Well, you're gonna get to see. All righty. Do you guys think there's gonna be seeds inside? Yes. All righty, look at that. Was that what you thought it was gonna look like or no?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the inside of a butternut squash. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna get my spoon back out and bring my compost back over here. And I'm gonna scoop out the insides just like you would a pumpkin. Have you guys ever carved a pumpkin before? You scoop out the insides?
I do like this is delicious.
Yeah, so we're gonna scoop out the insides of the squash. We're gonna get the seeds out.
Vegetable.
And then I'm gonna scrape the last bit out. It really reminds me of a pumpkin. I think they're from the same like family. I'm not sure. Okay, so this is the empty. This doesn't have any seeds in it. And this still has seeds in it. So we're gonna now take the seeds out of this one, okay? All righty. This one's ready to go now too. So now we're going to cut these into about 1-inch cubes. We're going to toss them in olive oil, and then we're going to put some spices on them, and then we're going to put them in the oven, and that's it. So this is a really easy recipe to add to a dinner. You can just add it as a side. Tonight, right after this, I'm going to cook some chicken and rice, and that's what we're eating with this. So it's a really easy recipe, and it doesn't take that long, which is nice. It'll take, in the oven, it'll take about 20 to 25 minutes to bake. All righty. So in the PDF that you guys will get tomorrow, you can see the other ways to cook squash. So some other ways is there's something called a spaghetti squash. It's just a different type of squash. And that you can bake in the oven. You cut it in half and then you bake it in the oven. And you're able to scoop like squash spaghetti noodles out of the squash. And then you can add some spaghetti sauce to it. And it's an alternative to cooking with real pasta noodles because it's squash noodles. So it's kind of like zucchini noodles, if you guys have ever had that. So that's another way you can cook squash. And then you can add squash to any like soups or curries or anything. You can add cooked squash to salads because it adds a really nice color.
Nick and I need to sign off. We have guests here, but thank you so much. It's delicious.
Yeah, of course. And you guys can watch the rest of the recording tomorrow if you'd like to.
Absolutely. And 4 o'clock is a good time for us for the most part. So
okay, awesome.
We'll be linking in. So thank you very much.
Perfect. I appreciate the feedback. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, Nick. Have a good day. Alrighty, so I'm gonna finish up cutting the squash. All right, I'm gonna get a bowl to stir all of this together. All right, so I'm gonna take all the squash in this bowl. And into the bowl, you're gonna add quite a bit of olive oil. And you're gonna add some salt. Gonna add some pepper. This is some Italian seasoning. Some Italian seasoning. Some garlic powder. And I'm also gonna add a little bit of paprika, which adds some smokiness. All right, so here's all the seasonings. And I'm just gonna use a spoon to stir it all up. Okay, so now everything's well mixed together, and we're gonna take our baking sheet and put some more olive oil on there. We're gonna put all the squash. See all that seasoning that it got? We're gonna put all the squash on this baking sheet and make sure it's all even. You can use a bigger baking sheet too. I just went with this one. I'm gonna rinse my hands off. Alrighty, and now we're just gonna put it into the oven. We're gonna set a timer. I'm gonna set a timer for it to cook for 20 minutes. Alrighty. Okay, so while that's cooking, I'm also gonna make some chicken and rice to go along with our squash for dinner tonight. But before I do that and log off, I want to show you guys the PDFs. So this is the directions to the meal, and this is other cooking options and some of the health benefits. Squash is really yummy, and I encourage you guys to try it. Another easy way to make squash is the smaller squash. If you just cut it into like circle discs, and you can just saute it in olive oil and salt and pepper, and that makes a really good dinner side too. So you can keep that in mind too. So I hope you guys had fun joining us today. It was awesome to see all you guys here. And I encourage you guys to try some squash this week. And yeah, we will see you next week.